Good morning, students. Hope you are enjoying your holidays and staying safe with your family. This is Shalini Kostes, your assistant teacher for class 5th. Today, we are going to start up with a new chapter of social studies, chapter 3rd. The name of this chapter is Movements of the Earth. In this chapter, we will study about the movement of the earth, the factor of that cause day and night, the factors that cause season to change. The earth moves in two different ways. It rotates like a top and also revolves or moves around the sun in a fixed path. It does not seem to us that is moving because everything on the earth, including the air around it, moves with it. Now, first I will explain rotation of the earth. The earth rotates on its axis from west to east and passes through the northern and southern pole. This motion of the earth is called rotation. Do you understand? This rotation is completed in 24 hours or a day and is called the motion of the earth. This motion is responsible for the occurrence of day and night. It is the movement of the earth that has set a belief for man that sun rises from the east and sets in the west. Student, have you ever seen a top? When you spin a top, it rotates on its axis. Similarly, the earth also rotates on its axis. The only difference is that the axis of the earth is invisible because it is an imaginary line. As the earth rotates, its position is not straight. The earth rotates is a slightly slanted position as its axis is tilted. Take a spinner and spin it. It spins around a line passing through its center. This imaginary line around which it spins is called its axis. The earth also spins about its axis in the same way. This spinning motion of the earth is called rotation. The rotation of the earth around its axis causes day and night. Imagine that the sun is a candle and the earth is a ball. In a dark room, when you shine the torch on the ball from one side, half of the ball is lit, the other half of the ball is dark. The portion of the earth facing the sun has day, the portion facing away from the sun has night. As the earth rotates, day and night follow each other. The earth completes one rotation around its axis in 24 hours. That's why one day are of 24 hours. Okay, Swan, till here, I think till here you have understood about the rotation and day and night occurs. Now, I will explain about the revolution. The earth spins on its axis and at the same time it goes around the sun. This movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The earth moves around the sun on a fixed path just as a train moves only on its track. This track of the Earth is called an orbit. The orbit of the Earth is oval in shape. The Earth takes 1 year or 365 by 1 upon 4 days to complete one revolution. However, we consider one calendar year to have only 365 days. The balance of 6 hours is added up today for 4 years in a row. This gives an additional 24 hours or 1 day. Once in a year, 4 years, this extra day is added to the month of February. As a result, February has 29 days in that year. Thus, we have 366 days in that year rather than the usual 365 days. This year is called a leap year. You must therefore remember that any particular year that can be divided by 4 will be a leap year. Now I will explain about the seasons. The most important effect of the revolution of the earth is that it causes seasons. There are 4 seasons on our earth. First is a summer season. Second is autumn season. Third is winter season. And fourth is a autumn season.
Spring season.
The sun gives almost the same amount of heat and light throughout the year. Have you wondered why are some months are cold and others are hot? Now to learn about seasons, we must remember that the earth moves around the sun with a tilt like a slanted top. As the tilted earth moves in its orbit around the sun, a certain part of our planet gets closer to the sun. When the North Pole happens to be tilted towards the sun, as in a June, the northern hemisphere experiences summer. At the same time, the South Pole is tilted away from the sun, therefore, it has winter. If the North Pole is tilted away from the sun, as in December, on the Earth's yearly trip around the sun, the northern hemisphere experiences winter. At the same time, the South Pole is tilted toward the sun and thus experiences summer. Now you know that when a part of the earth is tilted towards the sun, it experiences summer, and when it is tilted away from the sun, it experiences winter. However, there are times during the earth's revolution where the two poles are at equal distance from the sun, neither tilted towards the sun nor away from it. At such times, we experience spring and autumn. Weather is neither very hot nor very cold during these seasons. India, which is in the northern hemisphere, experiences summer from March to May and experiences winter from December to February. Seasons are important for the humankind, plant and animals. Lives are dependent on seasons for food and such other needs. Seasons influence the kind of food we eat, the clothes we wear, and the crops that farmers grow. Now, I will explain about the equinox. The word equinox is derived from a Latin word which means equal night. It means there are 2 days in the whole year when the days or nights are equal in length. On these 2 days, the sun shines directly over the equator. These days are called equinox. In northern hemisphere, 21st March and 23rd September are known as spring or vernal equinox and autumnal equinox respectively. The word solstice is derived from a Latin word which means the sun stand still. The days in the northern hemisphere continue to stretch longer in summer till 21st June. It is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere and is known as summer solstice. After that, the length of the day slowly begins to decrease. The days in the northern hemisphere continue to become shorter in winter till 22nd December. It is the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere and is known as winter solstice. After this date, the length of the day again began in increase. So the chapter is completed. Now we will quickly recall what we have learned in this chapter. About the rotation. The movement of the earth on its own axis is called rotation. And now what causes day and night? Rotation of the earth causes days and nights. The portion of the earth facing the sun has day. The portion facing away from the sun has night. About revolution of the earth moves around the sun in a fixed path called orbit. This movement of the earth around the sun on its orbit is called the revolution of the earth. The earth completes one revolution around the sun in about 365 days or 1 year. Now, season. There are 4 main seasons on our earth. Summer season, winter season, spring season and autumn season. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this lecture and understood the things more clearly through pictures and experiments.